year 1066, a Viking fleet appeared off the coast of England. At its head stood a warrior king, a man who had fought across half the known world, served emperors, and survived countless battles. Few men in history lived a life as brutal or as legendary. His name was Harald Hardrada. Historians would remember him as the last Viking. But Harald Hardrada was not born a king. He was made a fugitive. Long before the world would know him as Harald Hardrada, he was simply known as Harald Sigurdsson. He was born in Norway around the year 1015, a land shaped by war, ambition, and the constant struggle for power. In the Viking world, power was fragile, and loyalty was often decided by the sword. Harald grew up surrounded by warriors. His half-brother, King Olaf Haraldsson, ruled Norway and fought to unite the land under a single crown. For the young Harald Sigurdsson, war was not a distant idea. It was the world he was raised in. In the year 1030, at just 15 years old, Harald marched into battle beside his brother. At the Battle of Stiklestad, the battle would become one of the most famous in Norwegian history. But for Harald, it ended in disaster. Olaf was killed on the battlefield, their army shattered, and the young Harald Sigurdsson was forced to flee Norway. But exile did not break him. It forged him. He traveled east, far beyond the lands of the north, to the greatest city in the known world, Constantinople. There, Harald became something more, a warrior of the Varangian Guard, elite soldiers sworn to protect the Byzantine emperor. He fought in distant lands, crushing rebellions, storming fortified cities, and carving his name into battlefields far from home. In the Mediterranean, he waged war against pirates and rival armies, his blade earning him gold and reputation. In Sicily, he fought in brutal campaigns to reclaim the island, where cities burned and armies clashed for control. Battle after battle, year after year, Harald did not just survive, he thrived. He amassed great wealth, commanded warriors, and rose through the ranks as one of the most feared fighters in the emperor's service. Some said he fought in countless campaigns and never backed down from a single one. He was no longer just a Viking, he was becoming something far more legendary. After years of war, Harald returned home. Norway had changed, and so had he. He was no longer a wandering warrior. He had become something far greater, with wealth, experience, and an army behind him. Harald claimed the throne of Norway, and it was here that he earned the name Hardrada, a hard ruler, a man of iron will, who would stop at nothing to secure his power. But Norway was not enough. Across the sea, another throne awaited England. In 1066, Harald launched a massive invasion, bringing war to English shores. His army carved its way through the north, defeating the English at the Battle of Fulford. Victory seemed certain, but just days later, everything changed. At Stamford Bridge, Harald's army was caught off guard, exhausted, unarmored. They faced the full force of the English king. The battle was brutal. Steel clashed, shields shattered, and the Viking army began to fall. In the chaos, Harald Hardrada fought at the front until an arrow struck him in the throat, and just like that, the last great Viking king fell. His invasion ended in defeat, his army shattered, his ambition buried on English soil. But with his death, something greater ended too. The Viking Age was over, and Harald Hardrada would be remembered as the last Viking.